Hey everybody, Nick with P&H Lawn Care and Echo Means Business User Advisory Group. And as a solo operator, I have a lot of yards, but I often get asked how I get it all done in one day. So today I'm going to take you all on my routes with me, and I'll show you how I get it all done in one day. You hear this a lot in lawn care, and I'm going to show you a prime example of it. To be more efficient, everything depends on route density. So let me give you a tutorial in what route density should look like if you don't have an HOA where you've already got the whole neighborhood. This is how I've picked up people in my neighborhood that's not an HOA. So I have them all close together, and that makes me more efficient, and I can get a large number of yards done in a week because they're so close together. So I'm all loaded up, hitched up, ready to go to the first yard. So let's see how far it is. Okay, one thing I like to do, because you got to stay fueled and keep snacks, and a good breakfast is a part of that. At the beginning of the week, like Sunday night, my wife will bake a bunch of biscuits, like a can of biscuits, and fry up some sausage or ham, or sausage and ham, and that way I've got breakfast. Just put it in the fridge, and that way I've got breakfast for the week. I just take one out, pop it in the microwave for 30-40 seconds, and I've got breakfast as I'm on my way to my first yard. So that's a good tip, guys. Okay, in lawn care, every step counts, and all the physical exertion you do. So any motion you can save helps. So I've installed this electric jack on my enclosed trailer, which saves all that cranking, because there's a 1,700 pound Skag on the tongue of this trailer, and that gets quite heavy trying to crank it up. So the electric jack comes in real handy, and it's a time saver as well. Okay, the odometer's on 81,536.8. Let's see how far we traveled today. And like I said, let's go to the first yard of the day, see how long it takes. Pulling out of the driveway right now. We'll go to this first street right here. Go ahead. And here we are. First house. My office view. Okay, just a quick lesson on why we use different mowers on different lawns. Like, I could easily mow and have mowed this front lawn with the Skag before, but after mowing it a few times, I realized that the ground on the front lawn is so soft, and the Skag Turf Tiger is so heavy that it was going to rut the yard, because it's really hard to mow it this way. That's why I make my stripes this way. But I've found that if I continued to use the Turf Tiger, I was going to rut the yard, where the Exmark is a much lighter machine. I'm able to mow it without doing any damage to the lawn. Now the backyard, I'll show you in a second. I take the Turf Tiger on it. It can withstand it. Okay, as you can tell, you can actually see right there where it goes up. The backyard is much different than the front. Now, another thing, it's all about what I was saying was for solo lawn care guys, it's all about efficiency. Route density helps you be more efficient, but the utilization of different mowers can help you be more efficient as well. And what I mean by that is like the Skag, I can't use it on the front, but I can use it on the back. And it has such a larger cutting deck that it's beneficial to me to swap out the mowers, hop on the Skag and knock out the backyard, because the Exmark is a 48 inch, the Skag's a 61. So the time it takes me to swap out the mowers, I gain back much more than that using that bigger of a deck on the backyard. So that helps me be more efficient and more productive throughout the day as well, is utilizing two different cutting decks of two different cutting decks on the mowers, plus the versatility of the Exmark on holding hills and stuff like that, or the Skag can't. So there you go on that. Okay, so as I mentioned before, to really increase productivity whenever you're solo, or even if you have a crew or crews, is your route density. Now, many lawn care companies have an HOA where they've got the whole neighborhood locked down. Well, every year I try and pass out flyers or do some form of advertising. Well, this year I had to adjust my mindset, and instead of handing out flyers everywhere around town, I just focused 1,000 flyers within a 2.5 mile radius of my house, because if you cut down on your drive time and get your customers more densely populated, then your route density goes up, your productivity goes up. Well, as luck would have it, with the combination of my trailer being a rolling billboard and the flyers, I now have 48 of my 65 clients within 2.5 miles of my house. So that makes me more efficient, and it cuts down on my costs as well, because I'm not spending near as much money on gas and having to run all over town to get customers or to service my customers. So it helps with that as well. So I'm illustrating this real quick. This is how fast I'm to my. So I just wanted to show y'all this, not in a time lapse, how close this next customer is, and thought I'd give you that bit of information while I was at it. So let's get cracking on this one. Okay, if you'll look, you'll notice some houses that may look familiar from whenever we started this video. Essentially just made a big circle. Just came up one side and back down the other. And that pretty much does it. And then I've got all kinds in between, which makes that really cool. So we're going right down here, and I'll show you what we're going to finish up with. Okay, so we're going to finish up with 1, 2, 3. Now, let me tell you something about about having them in clusters like this. Okay, it may seem like a great idea, and it is a great idea because you pull up and you get 3 properties and never have to move your truck. But the problem with that is, or at least the problem that I've discovered, is by the time you get through with all 3, you're just spent. So you may want to do one or 2, like I could do these 2 side by side and then take a break before tackling the 3rd one, or however you want to do it. I also have a street where I've got 6 properties that I do and never have to move the truck. However, that is great. That's what you want. But being solo, by the time you get through with those 6, because you've done them bam, 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 there's no truck time to give you any rest. So you're really fatigued after that. Whereas if you got them close together, but a little bit of truck time in between, you get a chance to recharge and rejuvenate before moving on to the next one. So that's the plus and minus of having clusters this tight. All right, guys, so let me leave you with 3 main takeaways from being solo and being this productive. Now, you've watched me today go through 10 yards and then finishing up with 3. So I'm going to get 13 yards done out of my 65 in one day. I generally try and go for 12 a day and then 5 on Saturday, or sometimes in the dry, if we haven't had any rain, some customers will skip for the week or whatever reason. So Saturday's usually a light day, or if it rains and you get behind, Saturday's a heavy day. But as a general rule, I can knock out 12 yards per day solo. So the 3 things that you want to keep in mind to be that productive, and these are 1/4 to half-acre lots, but they're not tiny properties by any means. But 3 things you want to take away from this to be that productive as a solo lawn care operator is, number 1, route density. Keep them close together, either in clusters like I just illustrated, or as little drive time in between them as possible. That way you can get more done because you're spending more time working and mowing than you are in the truck. So truck time equals money, spending money. Time on the mower equals more money in your pocket. Number 2, equipment. Know your yards, know your routes, and have the mowers that are capable of letting you knock out those yards as quickly as possible, such as I illustrated with the 48-inch Exmark and the 61-inch Skag Turf Tiger. So have equipment that will make you more efficient. And my number 3 rule, stay hydrated and fed, because you can't run on empty batteries. So you want to start the day with a good breakfast, and that'll actually usually carry you in till past lunchtime. But keep snacks like apples, bars, stuff like that with you at all times. That way you keep your energy up, and you've got to stay hydrated. You know, we're in a heat wave right now, so across biggest part of the country, everybody's experiencing it. So stay hydrated, stay healthy. So that's it. That's how I stay productive for a solo lawn care operator. Guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure and follow Echo Means Business on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that, and as well as me on P&H Lawn Care, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.